Hello again, I'm back with another video. Now in this video I wanted to keep you updated because I made a previous video that I was telling you guys what that I have retired not retired, excuse me. I was telling you guys that I have resigned. I did resign from my job so I can look after my kids, basically to be a stay-at-home mom. And that was, so I've been off work now. I've been resigned from my job now for 6 days now. So I've not been going to work for 6 days. And so just to update you from that last video I made where I said I resigned from my job to be a stay-at-home mom. So as an update, because I said I'll be updating you on this new journey. This is new. I've never been a stay-at-home mom, so this is new. I've always worked. So it's been 6 years, 6 days, sorry, 6 days since I've resigned from my job. And as an update, what I've been up to and what's different was been different. Because like I said, before I resigned, so I'm a mom and I have few children. They're all very young, and when I was working, life was very hectic. It was very busy. It was very hard to juggle and balance everything. Me and my husband working, both of us, and doing childcare, and looking after the house as well as the kids, school runs, and we've got a little one who needs potty training. Life was very chaotic. We were very tired, both of us, all the time, and we struggled a lot to find the balance. So it only made sense that one of us stay home and look after the kids. So we decided it would be me. I'll be the one who will stay home. With both me and my husband, was a joint decision. That I'll stay at home and look after the kids. So that way, at least the pressure will be less for us. So my husband can just focus on what he's doing, and I can focus on the kids and obviously the home life and all that. So it's been 6 days. I've not been going to work. What has changed? A lot has changed, to be honest. A lot has changed. We both, as a whole family, we have both felt that is a big shift in a good way. So there's less stress now. We're not struggling to find the balance. There's less pressure. Things are running smoother now, calmly. So what I've been doing is I've been working up early in the morning after having a good night's sleep, because I've been able to go to bed early. And that's because when I was working, I used to finish work really late, basically at bedtime, my kids' bedtime. That's when I would finish work, and then it take me 1 hour to get home from work. And that by the time I get home and change and take a quick shower and then settle down, it's way late and my kids are sleeping. So I'll end up going to bed late as well. And then I have to wake up early in the morning to do school run. But now that I'm not working, that's not happening, of course. So I've been able to go to bed with the kids early. And kids always go to bed early anyway, but at least I can now go to bed earlier than what when I used to work. And that gives me a lot of time to sleep. So I've been resting more, which is good for my stress level, because I used to be so stressed. I used to survive on little sleep, to be honest. Very little sleep. Going to bed late because finishing work late, and then I can't, when I get home after work like that, having finished late, I can't just eat and go to bed. I'm a mom. I have things to get ready. I have to make sure that school uniform is for all my kids. All the school uniforms are clean, and dried and ironed before I go to bed, get those ready, pack lunches ready, all those things I have to organize that late at night. And that was like every 4 days a week. Before I go to bed, and I have to make sure the house is a bit tidy for the next day and the meals and everything. Then I'll finally go to bed. I can't just leave things like that and go to bed, because then in the morning I'm waking up early in the morning to, get my children ready for school. So, and then I've got to go to work after, I drop them off to school. So I can't waste time in the morning trying to get the uniforms ready in the morning. I have to get all those things prepared a night before. And that's why I'll end up going to bed really late. And I've not even had any time for myself to just relax, just breathe and relax and, recharge my batteries. There's no time for that. I just go to bed because it's very late, get little sleep, wake up early in the morning, get kids ready for school, but get them, the school run, the things you have to do in the morning, preparing the kids, make sure they're all nice and clean, everything is in order, and they've ate the breakfast, dressed, everything, and then take them to school, and straight away I have to go to work. So I used to run on zero sleep, to be honest, very little sleep. Every night I'll go to bed and I only have like three, no, if and I get insomnias as well. So if I was lucky, I'll get like 5 hours sleep. And then when the insomnia kicks in as well, most of the times I get insomnia, so I won't be able to sleep at night. Maximum number of hours I'll have to sleep when I finally go to bed will be like 5 hours, and then with insomnia that'll be less, so that'll be like maybe 3 hours of sleep every night. Now that's not enough, because when I wake up in the morning, every morning I'll feel like I've been bit up, like I'm so tired. I wake up feeling really exhausted because I've not had any sleep, because I've had insomnias. I'm always stressed. I'm always thinking of the next thing. Are the uniforms, did I do any, did I forget to prepare anything? My mind is always racing and running. So I used to survive on zero sleep, really, because waking up in the morning every morning and you're tired because you've not had any sleep, and you have to do things. You go to mom things, school runs, school meals, house, making sure as is clean and organized, shopping and all that. It's too much. So I would be really, really tired. No, I'll be very exhausted, like every single day, 7 days a week. So like I said, now that I'm not working, I've managed to get enough sleep, because I can get things ready for my kids, the uniform washed, ironed, get those earlier on. As soon as they get home from school, I'll just get those things ready, the uniforms ready, because sometimes they come home from school and the uniforms, even though they went to school with clean, well ironed, uniform, they come back because they're still little. They'll be playing, painting and all that, and then they come home and the uniform is dirty again. So I have to obviously clean them, dry them, iron them, and then get them ready for next day, next morning, So as soon as I get home from school, I get the uniforms out of the way, pack lunches out of the way, shoes out of the way, coats out of the way, everything is ready for morning. We eat earlier now, the last meal of the day in the evening, we eat earlier, and then we do showers earlier on, and then we do early bedtime, because I have the time to do all those things now. And because we're going to bed, I'm able to go to bed earlier now. It just means I can wake up earlier as well, and I wake up in the morning and I feel refreshed. I feel like I've had enough sleep. Even though I get insomnias a lot, I still do get insomnias. It's still I still get enough sleep because I managed to go to bed early, because I get my things, my chores done earlier on, and those are out of the way. So that way I can still get to bed really early, and even though I'll get insomnias, I'll still wake up, but I'll still get enough sleep in, you know what I mean, for the night. And I feel the difference now when I wake up these days. It's only been 6 days, like I said, since I resigned from work. So I've not been going to work for 6 days now. But because I've been able to go to bed early every night, um, I'm waking up feeling so refreshed, feeling that I've had good enough sleep, and then I can just get I can just, because I woke up earlier on. So because I'm up early, I can get things ready, also on time, and get my children ready for school on time, take them to school on time, walk with them to school, which is their favorite thing. They love it when I take them to school without rushing them. Even when I'm getting them ready in the morning, there's no rushing, there's no saying, or rush, just rushing, because so you can get things done, and rushing also because I've got to go to work. They need to get to school on time, and you know what I mean. So everything is nice and calm now in the morning. They wake up after they've had a good night's sleep. They just wake up by themselves in the morning, which that's how I know they've had a good night's sleep, because they don't feel like sleeping anymore. So they just wake up, and it's nice and early in the morning. We relax, we eat breakfast, then we get changed, for school. Everything is nice and calm, and then we go to school on time as well, nice and calm, because everything has been done a night before ready, and we still manage to wake up early in the morning because we've had loads and loads of sleep. Everyone has had a good night's sleep, so it's just better now. Things there's no stress now because of that time. When you have time to do things, you can do them properly with less pressure as well. So it has been really good. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm able now to pick up my children from school, which is what I never did because of work. I was never able to pick my children up from school, and that was hard. But now, because obviously I'm not working, I take them to school, I pick them up from school, so they see me a lot more now, which makes them happy, really happy, and that makes me happy too. So I still have a lot of things. I need to reorganize my house, get things back in order. It's only been 6 days. I've not done that yet. I'm trying to recover myself as well, because I've been under so much stress when I was working and trying to manage. When you're a mom and your children are still very young and you're working long hours, and and you have to manage everything. It's too much, you know what I mean. Being a working mom, working parent is so hard. It's not easy. Because there's a lot you have to. You're trying to do everything properly, and it's a lot of stress. You're trying to be a good employee, do well in work. You're trying to do well in your home, like you're trying to keep up with the house chores, trying to keep up with the making sure the house is always clean, clothes are always organized. And when you have little kids who always mess up, so you're always cleaning up after them. So even if you've organized things, the wardrobes, all the clothes are nice and clean and ironed and put away in the wardrobes, shoes are where they stuff, everything's where they're supposed to be, and the house is clean. Children, because they're little, and as much as you might try to make sure they don't make mess, they'll always make mess. They'll always find ways to make mess. So even when I'm home on my days off, I'm always having to always cleaning up after them, always cleaning up. So my days off are not really my days off. That's the thing. When you're a working parent, you don't really have time for yourself at all, because when you're off, you are looking after your kids, you're trying to catch up with house chores, catch up with meal preparations, catch up with looking after your children, catch up with activities for the family and the children, like whatever activities they might be doing, dancing, singing, drama, football, whatever. You're trying to catch up with those things. Um, and then before you know it, and there's so much to do as well, and these are only a few things I've mentioned. Before you know it, your days off are over and you have to go back to work. And the most important thing for me is to get the house back in order, back organized, and meal preps that would last us for the coming week. Because when you're working, or when you finally finish working, get home and everyone is on, everyone is tired, right? Everyone is tired. The kids are tired from school, you're tired from work, tired from school, the kids, and they're also tired from not just school but also from after school activities. So by evening bedtime, everyone is really tired, and no one has really that energy or the time to start cooking meals and preparing meals for the next and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you find that when you're working parent, you find that you really have no time, for yourself, to just catch your breath and have that little me time, just to, because the whole day your brain, your mind has been all over the place, doing this, organizing this, arranging this. You don't have time to come back together and, ask yourself, how are you? You know what I mean? How are you doing? Just a little me time to calm down. You don't get much of that because there's only 24 hours in a day and it goes fast, and we try to pack a lot of things into that 24 hours, to the point where there's just not enough time to do most things. So now that I'm not a working mom anymore, I'm just a stay-at-home mom, I've realized I have so much time to catch up with things that I never really have time to catch up with. Just looking after my kids, looking after my home, and so my husband doesn't have to stress about those things. He can just get busy with whatever he's doing, and I'm taking care of the rest of the stuff. Now, like I said, I've never been a stay-at-home mom. So this is new to me, and the past 6 days, this is what I've realized. I'm taking every day, one day at a time. I'm focusing on, obviously, loads of everyone needs to get, catching. I need to get to calm down and catch up with myself. You know what I mean? Just recovering really from all that stress that I was under. Just recovering, make sure I get good night's sleep. Um make sure if I get a bit of time to just have me time to relax and calm down and not have to stress about having going to work and stuff like that. Just basically, I'm healing. It's like I'm healing. I'm giving time for myself to heal, and and just recover. And then after that, I'm gonna get busy with other things that I've not been able to catch up with. So that's what I've been doing these past 6 days. It's been great. I'm loving it. So and I know, just because I'm not working, it doesn't mean I don't think being a stay-at-home mom is an easy job. I think it's a very hard job, looking after kids all day, every day, and also taking care of the home. It's not easy because there's so many things to go through, so many things to take care of, so many details, a lot of organizing and all that. Because if I'm home, obviously I'm expected to get a lot of things done, right? I can't, the way I see it, if I'm home and not working, I can't expect my husband to come home and, start cooking or start cleaning. If I couldn't do it, if I couldn't do some of the chores on a particular day or few days because I've been so busy with the kids and everything else, um, I'll just leave those for the next day, and I won't let my husband do them because unless he wants to do them, my husband likes helping, so he will just do them anyway. He just cook a meal if he wants to. I will never say no to help, but I'm not like expecting him to come home and start doing the cleaning, the cooking, the bathing the kid. Well, you can bath the kids if you want and all that, but I don't know why I think like this. Maybe because I've been a working mom for so long, and as well as I go work, make money, and then come home and do those things anyway, and clean and cook and take my kids to school in the morning and do everything that I'm supposed to do as a mom at home anyway, and as a wife. Maybe because I'm used to that for so many years, and now that I'm not working, I'm just telling myself, well, I have more time now to put into looking after my kids and taking care of the house. So since my husband is still working, it's not fair on him for me to expect him to come and do, those things, the house chores and everything. Because on top of that, he has to work. So I don't want him to be too tired for work. You know what I mean? I want him to get loads of sleep so he can survive in work. You know what I mean? You need to have enough sleep so you can then have the energy to do your work that you're getting paid for. And then obviously at the end of the day, you're gonna be tired after work. So it'd be nice if you can come home to a nice clean house, hot meals ready. That would be nice because that's what I would want as well if I was working. Coming home to that, it's nice. Um, but my husband loves helping. And I would never say no if he wants to help with the kids or the house chores and anything like that. He would do it anyway. I would never have to ask him. He would just do those things, and I'll never say no. But if he doesn't do them, I understand it's because he's tired. He's been working, and I've had extra time at home to catch up with whatever I need to catch up. And if I can't catch up with anything, I'll just schedule it for next day. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what I've been up to, and I'll continue updating you. But honestly, I have to say, as hard as it is to be a stay-at-home mom, um, I feel like you don't have to do everything every day. In day one, if you're planning, say the house is a mess and you need cleaning, and it's a big house, and you still have to do school runs, you still have to cook meals for the kids, you still have to take the kids to activities after school, you still have to do this and that. You don't have to do all those things in one day. Remember, you can do them next day. So you can just focus on few things. There are things that you have to do every single day. Literally, every single day you got to do them. Like you have to look after your kids every day. You have to take them to school or take them to daycare. I don't know if that's what you do. You have to obviously cook and eat every day, bath every day, and stuff like that. Those have to be done every day. So, and then the extra things like decluttering, I don't know, wardrobes and um cleaning the garden and stuff like that. Those don't have to be done every day. So you schedule those for other days, when you're less tired, when you've had more sleep and you have a bit of time. That's when you can schedule them. Or when your partner is off work and has had a good sleep too, then those can be done on those days, I mean, because they don't have to be done every single day. So you can just focus on the things that need to be done every single day. You can't just skip them. Those are the main priorities. So that's how I'm doing things. So that's all I wanted to tell you as an update. 6 days. Um, of being jobless, just yeah, being a stay-at-home mom. And I'll continue updating as time goes, as the time passes. So thank you so much for listening. If you have been, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And thank you so much if you've been listening all the way till the end of this video. Yeah, thank you for all the support, and take care. See you. Bye.